All right, y'all. What's good? It's been a little minute since I sat down and recorded a video. I ain't really had the time. I've been kind of busy doing my own thing. Got people and stuff I've been looking out for here. Let me make sure I'm talking into the mic. Got people I've been looking out for, stuff like that. School kind of put that also on like the priority list, and I've been in the gym too. Some of y'all know that. For those of y'all who like know me personally, and then there's some stuff that happened in March, and then April happened, and then May is pretty good. April is actually pretty good as well. Uh, I mean, those of y'all that close to me, I know. But no, let's just get straight into this. Cause there's a lot of people that have been telling me. When I say a lot, I mean like really 4 or 5 people, but still, it's enough to encourage me and keep me motivated. So and keep me determined to do this. And as a lot of y'all know, YouTube has been a passion of mine, but there's been a lot of people encouraging me to get back on here on YouTube, and speak my truth or speak my piece or whatever, just get my opinion on these things. And this one today, it's a little bit, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's basically the same thing that I usually do. So this one, I don't know what the title's gonna be, but like for the most part, it should be about it's gonna be about cheating culture and toxic relationships and all that type of stuff. Just the stuff that the generation that I'm a part of has normalized. And actually, I would like to say I have a good experience with both of these things, with cheating culture and toxic relationships. I've experienced both like not too long ago, so I feel like it's somewhat fresh. I'd have some stuff to say about it. Maybe I want to hear it, maybe y'all don't, but I mean, if hope y'all do. Okay, so let's start off with the cheating culture. So cheating culture, I feel like, has become a lot more prevalent in this generation, right? Like, it's normal now for people to just like play around with other people's emotions, and it's normal for people to just have fun and do what they want to do, and they kind of think about other people last. And it's like I think one of the reasons why this whole like cheating culture has become so prevalent is because like people really just it's not a lot of empathy for other people. Like, they really just don't care. They just want to have the fun that they want to have. They want to pleasure themselves and do what they want to do. And it's not, obviously it's not fun being on the receiving end of this thing. It's very, very, it's like heartbreaking. It have you in your own head thinking like, what did I do wrong? Like, oh, could I have done something differently? All these just different things that you'd be thinking about. And if any of y'all have experienced this or experiencing this right now, I'm just here to like, I'll tell y'all like straight up, it's not y'all fault. If you ever get cheated on, it's not your fault. Like, if people want to say, oh, but they did this and they did that, and that's the issue. See, people be so quick to like have an issue with something, and instead of like bringing it up or talking about it, they'll just go straight to like go talk to somebody and then go do something else with whoever. What I'm saying is it's very, very messed up. But it's like it's just very weird. It's like a very interesting thing that people do, and it's not normal. It shouldn't be normalized. And something that I feel might help y'all. This thing I seen me and my friend were talking about the other day. It's called the 24-hour rule. So basically, the way this works is, if there's like an issue, just to like prevent any issue from escalating or whatever the case may be. And this it's actually a very helpful like little tip that I learned. It's very, very cool and good and all that. So the 24-hour rule, basically the way it works is, if there's an issue with something that you have to bring it up within 24 hours, or you have to completely forget about it and just it never happened. Because if it was something like little enough for you to just forget about and just brush away, then it wasn't even big enough to just sit there and argue about. You just boom out the window. But if it is, you can't let it sit and resonate with you. You have to get it out while it's like fresh. You have to just talk to whoever about it. Or this mainly applies to relationships. I don't know if you can use this for anything else, probably like with your parents or whatever, but whoever y'all want to use it with, I'm just putting y'all on game. Y'all, you got to bring it up within 24 hours and just be completely honest and open about it, no matter how weird or awkward or whatever the case may be, how dumb it may sound to you, because the way you feel is valid. And I mean, nobody could tell you that your feelings are like out of out of pocket, or just like what you're feeling is OD. You gotta just explain it, and hopefully the other person that you're explaining it to can understand. Maybe they won't, maybe they will. And if you're talking to somebody who can't understand where you're coming from ever, and it's always an issue, then maybe you don't even want to be with that person. It's something that you got to reconsider. And a lot of the things, circling back to like the cheating culture and the toxic relationships and all that stuff, is a lot of it comes from just people being so full of themselves and egotistical, and they'd be so quick to point a finger at somebody, and they'd be so quick to just go and be like, oh, it's your fault, I don't even want to deal with you. And they think that's like, oh, well, that's being whatever, like that's me being peaceful, that's me being, smart or solving the issue. That's not doing anything for you. When you sit there and instead of talking something out with somebody, you're just gonna sit there and just react based off emotion. I always tell people this: reacting off of emotion is the worst thing you can do. Never ever react off emotion. And I can speak from personal experience. I do this shit all the time, and it's something I've been working on. I've been getting a lot better at. But reacting off emotion will destroy. It is a horrible thing that will destroy amazing things for you. I will never forget, like the things that I've lost out because I've reacted on emotion. I've lost out on a lot of stuff, and I don't think nobody really people don't really know about that stuff that I've lost out on. But like, just know that when you react off emotion, like, and it's your brain and it's in its most heightened state where you're using less and less logic, the more and more emotion that comes in, like, it's just not good. Don't ever do that. Reacting off emotion is like the dumbest thing you could ever do. It's basically like reacting off impulse. That's like what it is. That's why when you have an issue with somebody, it's way better. It's way more difficult to sit down and just talk with them about it, but you got to do it. You got to just sit down, be honest, and have that talk, or have that discussion, have that phone call, that text message, whatever it is. Communicate your issues. It's so difficult. I know it is. I come from a house where back when I was being raised, it's not like this anymore, but back when I was, it was always like, oh, you a man, you don't cry, don't be sad, this, that, and the third. And it's like, you got to be this way, you got to be that way. And it's like, no, don't let nobody feed you with that stuff, or that, don't let them feed you with that filth in your brain, because they act like men aren't humans. And I think men and women probably do react differently off of emotion, but any emotion, regardless of if you're a man or a woman, that you feel is completely valid. And now, getting into that, the emotions that you feel are valid, but the emotions that you feel don't always validate the actions that you do. Now, let me explain and elaborate on this, because this might not make sense to some people, or I don't really have like a lot of context given behind that. But when you react off emotion, and you're like trying to use your emotions of sadness or distress to validate you cheating on somebody, or you treating somebody a certain way because you were like, oh, you did this to me, and that's why I did this, and I felt this way, so that's why I did that. You should never cheat. You shouldn't cheat in general, but especially not because of the way you feel. Because emotions can change so rapidly and so quickly. Like, it can go from this to this. It's like a roller coaster, like a wave or something. It can change so fast. So you should never react to do something that's stupid off of emotion. Like, it is the dumbest thing you can do. Like, I'm going to say again, do not ever do that. I promise you guys. It's horrible. Don't do it. And cheating in general, I feel like this is one way that I've always looked at it, and this is the reason why I've never cheated and I never will cheat. If you're going to be with somebody, there's no reason why, if you're committed for like a long-term thing, especially if you've already been with this person for a long time, there's no reason why you should leave like permanent love for temporary pleasure. And I'm going to say that one more time, just so y'all, for the folks in the back who ain't hear me. You should never leave permanent love for temporary pleasure, because pleasure never lasts. The thing about pleasure is you keep chasing it over and over. It's a cycle. You have to chase it to get it back. It's not a permanent thing. Pleasure is like not always going to last. Like being full, or, being happy is like a pleasure, but that's not always going to last. You still have to do things to be happy. You're not always going to be happy all the time. That's just unrealistic. That's not how that works. There's things that you have to do to get pleasure, and it's not. It's so easy and quick to chase. Sometimes pleasure be so quick to chase. I know, especially with all the stuff that we got on the internet, we got access to. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But pleasure be so quick and easy to access. It's that dopamine rush that you feel. It be getting you wanting to chase and stuff. Do not leave permanent love for temporary pleasure. Y'all will fuck up the best thing you've ever had the opportunity of having in your life, just to get some, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make no damn sense. I never understood why people did this shit. Because love, or at least if it's real love, it's gonna be unconditional. The love gonna be there whether you angry, you sad, you hurt, whether you feel pleasure or you don't. The love always gonna be there. And that's why love is so strong of an emotion. And it's like, it could change so many people's lives. You'll be surprised what love could do for some people. I've seen it completely 180 people's lives. It's a beautiful thing when it's in its truest and purest form. Like, when you're just in that state and that feeling of love, and you just ready to just give your all to somebody, and they're giving it back, and it's unconditional, and it's back and forth, and it's mutual. It's not like pleasure where you gotta chase it. You're always gonna have it. You'll. It's like a sense of security, basically. Like you'll always know that it'll be there no matter what you're going through. And love is something that I feel all people should get to experience. I really didn't feel like, in the way I'm specifically referring to, I didn't get to till I was like really like 16, and I'm 16 right now. So I mean, shit. I mean, it doesn't. It's not, it's not instant. It's not always gonna happen when you want it to. It's gonna happen on whoever. It's gonna happen on God's time, and it's not gonna happen on yours. And that's another thing people need to learn. That I'll get into this a little bit actually. The things that you experience in your life, they're always gonna hurt. Like for some point, like for some period of time, but when you can when you can take a step back and you could go back, and then you look back at all the things that you've been through, you realize that you learned a lesson from everything, and it made you a better person. I learned that, me personally, uh, I've been, cheated on, lied to, all that stuff, and I learned so many things. Like, people's words are just a mask of who they want to be, or who they pretend to be, or who they want you to think they are. Like things like that. Or sometimes people may have the best interest, but they just don't know how to execute it. Like, some people really do have good intentions at heart, but they just ain't never really been able to express it. So they have the good intentions at heart, but they just don't. They just go back to their old ways, and they don't do it. Which, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, it's life. You got to deal with it. Keep it pushing, and just learn from those mistakes. And if you're somebody who does that, just learn from your mistakes. Try to be better. That's all we can do as people, is just learn from our mistakes and be better. That's what I always tell people. L's for me, they don't stand for losses. There's no such thing as a loss for me. It's only learning experiences. That's all it is. I'm telling you, that's the key to life. You can't trip off of nothing. It's not a loss. It's just a little tumble. You're going to get back up, and you're going to learn from it. That's the way I'm thinking about it. And, maybe that's why I see things the way I do now at this point. Like, I can't be bothered with some shit at this point anymore. Like, I know I'm still young, but I approach a lot of things, I feel like, older than people my age. Like, a lot of people, they'd be tripping off of this, and they'd be, like, crying over this and crying over that. And I'd be like, I mean, like, why are you doing this? It's like, this was like, what, 2 months of your life, and you got cheated on. I mean, yeah, it sucks, it hurts, I know, I've been there, but it's a learning experience. It's not like it's gonna be forever. That pain is not always gonna last. Like I said, time heals all wounds. Time is a healer that knows no bounds. Time can heal anything. Just give it enough time and watch. You'll see. No matter how bad it may hurt, time will heal you. I've seen it firsthand. I done lost a lot of people, but time will heal you. I'll tell you that much. I could say that from personal experience, from my heart, from my honest truth, honestly. And okay, so that was a little bit off topic. Now going back to the cheating culture thing, right? So I feel like it's kind of sad, honestly. Like, I sit back and I look at it, and it's so sad, because in the world we live in today, with all this stuff and how easy it is to cheat on somebody and how much people quick to be doing it, cheating has become so normalized that, like, it's to a point where I feel like being loyal, it should always be the bare minimum. Like, if you're committing to somebody, you're committing to them. It's not like, oh, maybe, haha, we'll see where this goes. It's not like that. It's not supposed to be like that. It's, if you're committing to them, you're committing to them, and them only, no matter what the scenario may be at all. That's what it is. But it's come to a point where cheating has become so normal that, like, being loyal, which should be the bare minimum, has become praised, and it seems like the highest, like, form of, like, love or whatever that you can show to somebody by being loyal. It's like, how is you saying you want to be with somebody and staying with them and staying true to them, how is that rewarded? That should be just regular. But it's not, because, like I said, cheating has become so regular to a point where I know y'all have seen it firsthand. They got people being loyal, and you see them being like, oh yeah, you go, oh, this, that, and the third. They be like, oh yeah, my man's so loyal. Your man should be loyal. It's your man for a reason. He shouldn't be stepping out. Or same goes for the dudes too. Like, my girl's so loyal. Yeah, she should be loyal. She shouldn't be bouncing from dick to dick, nigga. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. We were made to be like one and one as two, not one here there. We were meant to be conjoined in unity from two people that combine into one. That's what it's supposed to be. But it's just, everybody got it so twisted, and they got it so fucked up now. It's like, I mean, it ain't nothing nobody could do anymore. I mean, it's sad that that's become normal. It's just to just cheat on somebody, and having a roster is considered normal. Like, oh, he blocked me. Well, guess what? I'm talking to four other dudes. Like, do you know how fucking stupid you sound? Like, really? Do you know how dumb you sound? You had somebody that really wanted you, and then you talking to four other dudes who just trying to hit. I hope, and then you be complaining when these men or these women. It goes both ways, guys. I'm not target. It goes both ways. When you saying, oh, they just want me for my body, they just want me for this, they just want me for sex, this and that. Of course they just want you for sex. That's all you're offering. You don't want to be loyal to somebody. Of course that's all they want from you is your body and what you can give them. Nobody's gonna want you if you're not. They're not gonna be on. They're not gonna want to date you if you're not loyal. That doesn't even make sense. People just want to have fun, and if you somebody who just want to have fun and then you complain about getting cheated on, that's your fault because you also wanted that. You should be with somebody who wants to be with you and you only. You shouldn't just be talking to every other nigga in the city just because you think it's fun or because it gives you that little rush that you like, or it does this for you. It gives you that pleasure, that cycle that you're trying to chase. I mean, I hope y'all catching my drift because it, like, I know I'm not the only one who think this shit sounds stupid. I know I'm not the only nigga with some common sense. It's really dumb. Like, are you serious? You're really gonna leave your boyfriend of 4 years for some other nigga just because of what? Because his stroke game better? Are you serious? That is the dumbest shit you could ever do. And if you get cheated on after that, that's your karma because you know what? You just wanted a fun time. You didn't want a committed relationship. Obviously, if you're cheating on these people for these, if you're cheating on these amazing people, like these people that just have so much love to give and they just want to be treated correctly because they treat people correctly. But no, you want to go over here and do this and have fun, but also still be in a relationship because you want somebody to lay down to at the end of the day when you done bouncing from dick to dick or you done going from coochie to coochie. It's one or the other. And like I said, guys, it goes both ways. Fellas, ladies, everybody be cheating. It's not a girls cheat, boys cheat. Yes, everybody cheats. It's not, it goes both ways, okay? It's not a one-way street. It goes both ways, okay? That's a little bit, I don't know, that's a little bit out of character for me. I don't know, I was getting kind of like riled up, I guess you could say, for that. But no, that's just how I feel. I have to get that out. I feel like because I've had 2 past experiences in the past year and a half where I've seen this happen, and I'm like, this shit is crazy. You know what? And the first time I was like, damn, like this shit low-key hurted me. And then the second time, I'm like, I'm to a point where I'm like, all right, like it's just normal. I just learned from it. I'm like, I can't be with somebody like that anymore. Like, and the one who I'm talking about for that situation specifically, it was, you know, they got them people that be posting all that, you know, peace and love. You know, I say out the mix, oh, I can't wait till I have a man so I can be loyal. I want to be lifed up by somebody. Then it turns out you talking to him and all his homeboys. I mean, that was, you know, it was an eye-opening experience, and, you know, it's something that y'all can learn better firsthand than words I could tell you, but I don't want nobody to experience that firsthand. It honestly sucks, but, I mean, you know, it's life. We live and we learn and we do what we do. That's honestly it. And, okay. Also, let's get into the toxic relationships. Now, this one... Oof. Okay, so to start it off, I feel like this could also go hand in hand with the cheating culture thing. Like, I feel like the reason why we see a lot more toxic relationships now is because we got so many more people cheating and they don't want to own up to it, but at the same time, they both kind of want to be with somebody, but they're also both cheating. Like, I've seen that happen a lot where both people will know that they're cheating, but they'll still, like, be with each other and just be like, oh, you cheated, so I cheated back. Okay, we're good now? It's like, yeah, that's not how that works, buddy. That's not how it works. But I mean, people gonna make their decisions. So, but in toxic relationships, I feel like it goes back to the other thing. It's like when you with somebody for so long, even if you like are like, because some people can. It's interesting because the way our minds work is actually extremely interesting. Like, people can cheat on somebody and still be emotionally attached, and that doesn't justify it or say that it's right or anything. Like, you can cheat on somebody and it'll be right and go back. But people will be attached to somebody that they can cheat on just because they'll react off emotion. I mean, it's really crazy, but it's what people do. And I think the reason why one of the main reasons that we see so many toxic relationships is because of people's attachment issues and because they refuse to let go. Now, I remember, what was this, November? I don't know if I was with her. I mean, let's just say I was talking to this girl, and she was all over the place. I'm talking about she was crazy. She was just like textbook definition of a crazy psychotic. Like it was. I hated dealing with that shit. It is crazy what pretty people can do to you guys. I'm not even joking. This shit is scary. It's scary. No, but I remember, right, like I was kind of like detached come like what December, but sh- I didn't really know how. Like I'm still new to like females and stuff. Like I don't really got a whole lot of experience with them, and she wasn't really ready to let go, and I wasn't. I was kind of just like whatever about it. So like the relationship was very toxic. She had ended up breaking up with me like 4 times. I think it was like 4 or 5 times. She would just text me like, "I'm done. I can't do this with you anymore." You're just whatever, and I'm like, okay. And then like she'll text me like a hour later and be like, "I'm so sorry for everything I said. I want you back. Like, can we just go back? Like nothing ever happened." And I was like, okay. I didn't know any better. I was very dumb. Like I was just like kind of just going with the flow, I guess. And these toxic relationships, it's like people are so scared to let go of what they're familiar with. It's like it causes like more issues. It's almost like I'm trying to think of like an example to like kind of like help y'all visualize it. It's like somebody got something. Oh, I got an example. It's like kind of like how people say, or no, not really. Well, just know it's like people just aren't ready to let go of things that they've had for so long. It's attachment issues. Like they'll be so scared to let go of the person that they've been with. Like it just ends up being toxic. Like they don't like each other. They don't want to be with each other anymore. But it gets to a point where they just like feel like they need to be because they've been together so long. I've seen this happen firsthand as well. It's like, oh, but we've been together for like 2 years. So I mean, he said he wants to see other people, but I'm gonna have to make him stay. And I'm like, are you serious? Like time, it's interesting. And also I've seen this with friendships too, not even just relationships. People will be like, oh, I've known them since I was like 5, so we have to be friends. Nigga, she fucked your man. Like, why are you still friends with her? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's very interesting. It's like you can know somebody for that long, and if they do you wrong, you gotta protect your peace and your inner being and your inner self. You always gotta. It's gonna be hard to do this in life, and I don't even do this my damn self. So I mean, I'm just telling y'all what's I think is best. I can't always do it because I'm just not that type of person. Like I'm trying to get better at it, but you gotta prioritize your feelings and yourself first, because if you don't, you're just gonna end up crumbling and you're just gonna be miserable. Like you can't just be like, oh, I've known them for so long, or I've been with them for so long, so I mean, we can't really like we don't really like each other, but we can't separate. It's just not that easy. It's like block button. It exists for a reason. You don't ever have to speak to that person again. I don't care if they know your parents, they know your grandparents, your aunties, your uncles, your dogs, your cats, your cousins. It do not matter. If they doing you wrong, sometimes people make mistakes. Yeah, I know. It'd be a one-time thing. They'll make a mistake. It'd be like, yeah, I could forgive you. But if it's a repeated thing, if they doing the same shit over and over, and you still like, oh, I'm gonna be with them because I've been with them for so long. I'm gonna still be friends with them because I've known them for so long. Come on, let's be real. That don't even make sense, because then you just ended up hurting both of y'all at the end, and it's just a whole lot of fake love. It's like a whole lot of fake emotions. Ain't nothing organic. Ain't nothing natural. Ain't nothing real about it. It's not love. It's just y'all hanging on. It's like parasites. It's like y'all hanging on like y'all need each other, but like not in a good way. That's like the best way I think I can explain it. It's very interesting things that I've seen since I've moved here. As y'all probably know, I'm not from. I'm living in California right now. I'm not from here. I'm from New Orleans, but I've seen a lot of that here. I think that's one of the reasons why I don't really like this place too much. Is a lot of the people. It's like that. That's why I think it's so much easier for me to get stuff out now on these YouTube videos. Is because ever since moving here, I've been seeing some of the fakest shit, some of the dirtiest shit, some of the dumbest shit. I done seen some of like the most, like it just be so ignorant and dumb. Like y'all ever seen something so ignorant and dumb that y'all just want to like y'all just get angry at how stupid the shit is. Like that's how I be feeling. But I mean, it's okay, because at the end of the day, we can't control people, nor should we try to. We should never try to make somebody like us, because there's only one person like you, and that's you. Nobody ever gonna be like you. Can't nobody replicate you. Can't nobody emulate you. It's just you. You the only you. And you got to protect that. You got to keep that. You were made uniquely for a reason. There's a reason why ain't no two people the same. We're not supposed to be. Could you imagine how boring this shit would be if everybody was the same, or if even a few people were the same? It's just not. It's not. We're not supposed to be that way. That's why even if you were to raise somebody in the exact same circumstances, with the exact same everything as they grow up, they still come out two different people because our brains work differently, we function differently. So it's not a good thing to try to make somebody like you. Like if they start to like do some of the things you do, like, let's say I play video games, one of my homeboys, he don't really mess with it, but he want to spend more time with me or whatever, so he'll hop on it or whatever. Then that's amazing, that's good. But don't ever try to make no clones of yourself. It ain't helping nobody. It ain't beneficial, and it's just making things worse in the end, because we all made uniquely for a reason. Like I said, it's ain't no reason why we should try to be making somebody else, or why we should be trying to make somebody else like us. It's just not. No. And I think that's also another reason why them relationships be so toxic. It's like the cheating thing, as well as like people are like so scared of just being alone. Sometimes you don't need to be with somebody all the time. Take some time to sit back, meditate, read a book, be by yourself, enjoy the present moment. Stop living for other people and live for yourself. That's like one of the best pieces of advice I could ever give anybody. You don't need to be with somebody. Being with somebody sometimes can be very difficult and draining. Having to constantly check, and a lot of people see it as a burden, which it should really be seen as a privilege to be able to share your love with somebody. That's how I always see it. And that's why I always love so hard when I love somebody, because I have so much love in my heart. If I'm able to give it to you, that's amazing, because I just got so much and I just can't, I can't give it all to myself. So I'd like to be able to give it to somebody. And no, but like I said, it's so, I know it's hard. Like, solitary as humans, we're really not supposed to even be by ourselves. Like, in our nature, we were built to like interact with each other. But sometimes alone time is good for you. Like, just have a day, a rest day, where it's no phone, no distractions, no electronics. Go outside. I did that today. I just walked 2 miles. Like, I wasn't even paying attention. I was just walking anywhere. I seen some pretty looking flowers. I just sat there and stared at the flowers. No phone, no nothing. I just enjoyed the present moment. I sat there and I admired it. Like, wow, God made a beautiful earth. Like, this place is amazing, and we take it for granted every day. I'll be too caught up in social media. Polo G said it first, and social media be effing up these N-words brains. Simple. That was a little bit goofy. Y'all know how I am. I'm a little bit of a, I'm a little bit different. But no, but seriously though, like, y'all gotta be in the present moment. Y'all gotta learn how to be better, be better yous. And the best way to be a better you is to get to know you. One more time. The best way to get to be a better you is to know you. The better you know yourself, the better you'll be able to assess situations, because you'll have more confidence. You'll have more intelligence, more wisdom. You'll have more, just like, you'll have more tranquility, more sanctification. You'll have more, I don't even think I use that word right. I think I use sanctification right. I don't know. I think I know what that word means. I think I use it right. Hopefully I don't look dumb. But no, actually though. And the way you get to know yourself is, no, like I said, no phones, no distractions. This is a beautiful day to me on like a random Saturday or whatever. Because I'm going to get into this in a second. People don't always need to be out the house. Okay. People don't always need to be out the house. Just sit down, calm it down, relax, sit down wherever, your bed, your living room, your kitchen, wherever you feel most relaxed at. Sit down, just close your eyes, breathe, watch something that calms you, drink some water, some tea, just sit there, read a book, pray, just talk to people you haven't, like, you ain't call your grandma in a week. Hey, they love hearing from you, and if they ain't alive, I mean, damn, that's difficult. Rest in peace to them. Talk to your parents if you don't got them. That also, rest in peace to them. Fine, you got friends. If you don't got friends, I mean, I don't know. Just enjoy yourself, because you're gonna have to get used to it. I don't know what else to tell y'all on that, but I know there's everybody that will be watching this probably has friends, so we're all good on that. And okay, like I said, so another thing I noticed is a lot of people want to be outside all the time, like all the time. They don't ever want to be at their house. They always at their friend house. They always sleeping over somewhere. They always outside. They even be like, "Let me just come to your house." Like, that's my Cali girl impression. Let me just come to your house today. I don't want to do anything. Let's just chill. How about you chill with yourself, Barbara? How about that? How about we sit down and we enjoy our own peace? How about instead of always trying to be with somebody and be outside, be lit, be whatever? How about you sit that ratchet behind down somewhere and go read a book? How about that? Okay? How about you just go sit down and do something beneficial? How about you go study for that test you got coming up next week? Miss J or whatever her name is? How about you go study for her test or do something productive? We can't keep using social interactions as a way to distract our minds from becoming better. Because when we want to run away from our issues and we want to run away from this and that, we use things like social media, like doom scrolling. Excuse me, y'all. If y'all know what doom scrolling is, it's like basically just scrolling on like social media endlessly when you have something to do. It's like procrastinating, basically. You do that by doom scrolling, just being at somebody's house, talking to somebody. You be distracting yourself, and you'll be stopping yourself from achieving what you're supposed to be. We as humans, I believe, we have so much unlocked potential, and we have so much good that we just have not tapped into because we don't do the right things. We consume the wrong things. We see, I mean, I'm a human. I'm not gonna lie. I like seeing the Drake and Kendrick beef, but is it good? Hell no. I'm pretty sure somebody's security guard got shot over it. It was, I mean, yeah, we like the tracks and we like the beef or whatever, but when it gets serious, that's when people say take it too far. But people don't know that stuff get deep. People's feelings get hurt. They got them egos. It's not good. It go crazy. And as people, I mean, conflict is entertaining to us. Like it shouldn't be, but it is. Or at least I know for a lot of people. Maybe it's not for everybody, but I know. I mean, and I wish it wasn't. Like it's difficult because I know it's not good. It's something we should be consuming. Conflict, it's like, feeding your mind all of these things that you want to see. It's just that quick. Oh yeah, it's like a fight. Yeah. So much happening, and you're consuming, stuff like that, and you're just, and also the food you're putting inside your body, all that type of stuff as well. All that fast food, all that junk food, that red 40, that'd be giving niggas dementia. Who would have thought it? It's just, it's a whole lot of stuff that we have to, our bodies are like, they truly are temples. We got to watch them. That's why I'm going to the gym. I'm trying, to eat better. I still eat fast food from time to time. I'm not going to lie. I snack out on some McDonald's. I'll grub on it. But I'm trying my best not to, and we're not perfect. We are humans. We make mistakes. That's what we do. We're humans. It's in our nature to make mistakes. But that's why it's in our we learn from it. So all y'all can do, man, is just strive to be better. Just, pray, like I said. And one last key takeaway I'm going to give y'all to just, leave over here and just take it out from this video if y'all don't take anything else from here. In a world where cheating culture and toxic relationships have become the norm for most people, I mean, this is going to sound very corny, but the change does start with us. We are this generation. So if we want to see a change and we don't want to see loyalty being praised and seen as like the highest standard when it should be the bare minimum, and we don't want to see cheating as like the normal when it should be considered one of the worst things you can do to somebody, if we want to see that change happen, we have to do something about it. We have to just, you can't just be like, oh yeah, that's weird, and just be like, shrug it off. I'm trying to do something to change it. Maybe this can change somebody else's mind. If you're cheating, stop. It's you look dumb. You're dumb if you cheat. You're stupid. You're stupid. You look dumb. You're a goober. You're a goob ball. Don't. If you're a cheater, don't. I know sometimes I like to keep these videos funny, but this is like dead ass serious. Do not cheat on nobody. If you're in a toxic relationship, I don't care what this situation is. If it's life, death, if it's anger, if it's just lust, whatever, leave. It's not good for you. It's draining your energy. It is not good for you. You will be stressed, you will be tired, you will be drained, you will feel horrible. Leave. Do not continue. Just leave. And like I said, the change, it starts with us, the youngins. We're the up and comers of this generation. So if we want to see this stop, just put some more love into the world. It's that simple. If we're all loving towards each other, the more love we spread, the less hate we get. The more love we spread, the less hate we get. And it's really that simple. The more positive you output, the more positive you'll get back. And if you're putting in negative, you'll get negative. That's why you don't never see them cheaters. You know that saying, cheaters never prosper? There's a reason why. I'm sure that saying is hundreds of years old. And it's the reason why it still stands true to this day. Because cheaters always get caught. Liars always get caught. The truth will prevail. And cheaters will never prosper because it's horrible, and that's some of the most negative you can put into the world, and that's some of the most negative you will get back. I've seen horrible things happen to people who cheat. I've seen people get shot, not firsthand obviously, I've just heard of these things. Shot, beat up, robbed, all this. And if you cheat, shit, it's probably deserved. Because why is you cheating? You shouldn't be doing it. It's really that simple. Okay, but that's enough of me talking, y'all. I really just think, please just put that positive into the world. Put that good. The good you put in is the good you shall receive. And even if you don't see it now, even if you don't feel it now, just know one day, no matter when, it could be your dying day, it could be tomorrow, it could be a week from now. You will, I promise you, that good you put in will come back to you in some type of way. And even if it's not to you directly, you might put in some good in it. Oh, something happens good to your mom, and oh, something good happens to your dad or your grandma or your auntie or your uncle or whatever the case may be. And the same goes for bad. You all put that bad, you risk it happening to other people. Like they say, your actions affect more than just you. And it can be in a positive way, like when you put good in, and it can affect people around you in a good way, or you put in that bad, and it affect people in a bad way. No matter what the case is, the energy you put in is the energy you will get out, and you can spread that around you, and it can affect people around you negatively or positively. It's just you. You got to make that choice of who you want to be and what you want to put into this world. Now, if you're one of those people who would sit there and be like, oh, I don't care, all right, see where that gets you. I promise you, you'll live a miserable life for the rest of your existence. And that's all I can say. You put that love in, you're going to feel love back. Even if it's not today, tomorrow, the next week, the next year, the next month, the next decade, the next century. You're going to feel love someday. And even if you don't feel loved by no human on this earth, I'm going to end it on this. All y'all just know that God love y'all. I love y'all as well. He love you more, though. God love you more. Pray all y'all stay blessed. Y'all have an amazing day. And that was the next YouTube video down.